Levi is simply amazing. His heroism had completely swept Abigail off her feet. How she wished there were nobody around, so she could grab him by his neck and give him a big hug. Levi and Abigail entered the revolving restaurant after ordering some men to whisk Kyle away. There'll be no changes to your duties and everybody get to keep your jobs. I'm sure you guys are aware that I'm hosting a banquet on the day after tomorrow. Levi said with a half smile, I'll double your pay if you guys do a good job for me. His words were a real shot in the arm for all the staff in the restaurant. Levi and Abigail stayed behind for their lunch after he had made known his requirements to the staff. How I wished there'll be a guy who would throw me a birthday banquet here too. Abigail gushed. I'd be sure to cherish him my whole life. Levi turned a deaf ear to what she said and switched to something else. Now that we've got the venue for the birthday banquet, it's time to choose a birthday present. Huh? Abigail gave a start. Do we still have to look for a present? Just follow me. Levi took Abigail to a real estate agency in Northampton Center. Isn't this the real estate agency of Bayview Gardens? Abigail squealed in surprise. Are you out of your mind, Levi? Bayview Garden was in the most sought-after neighborhood in the Uptown District. The minimum price of its apartments starts at $70,000. Given its premium location, Bayview Garden would only fetch the highest price per square footage. The asking price for its apartments came in tens of millions. This is the place, Abigail. Let's go in. The office was sparse since this was an upscale property where few could afford. A female sales executive immediately came up to greet them when they entered the office. Yet her enthusiasm waned when she saw how Levi was dressed. Besides, he looked relatively younger compared to the typical middle-aged buyers she frequently encountered. There was nothing in Levi to convince her that he was somebody who could afford an upscale property like Bayview Garden. Sir, are you looking to rent a property? The sales executive asked with a tinge of contempt in her tone. Do you know this is the exclusive sales office for Bayview Garden? This is not the place for you to rent an apartment. She waved them away impatiently. This is not something young chaps like you could afford. To rent an apartment at Bayview Garden would cost over $10,000 a month, let alone buying one. I'd advise you to go somewhere else instead. You've mistaken my purpose for coming here. I'm not looking to rent an apartment, I'm here to buy one. Levi rebuked her sternly. Did you just say that you're here to buy an apartment at Bayview Garden? Mary, the sales executive, looked askance as she assessed Levi from head to toe. Apart from the pretty girl who came with him, he hardly looked like someone who could afford to buy such an expensive property. Do you know how much it would cost to buy an apartment at Bayview Garden? She eyed them cynically. Even the cheapest ones are priced at $70,000 per square meter. The apartments we have for sale ranges between $85,000 per square meter to $100,000 per square meter. Any one of them could easily cost $20 to $30 million. How could you afford such an expensive property? She said with a sardonic grin. What do you mean we can't afford it? How dare you look down on us? A peppery Abigail fired back at her. Let's be honest here. How could you guys afford a property worth tens of millions? Mary refused to back down and shouted back at them. Even a blind person could tell from that beggarly look of yours. Their outburst of words attracted the attention of unwanted eyes, who had come over to watch with an air of curiosity. The leader of the pack was a woman clad in an all-black business suit in skirt and jacket. Her legs were long and slender, which looked extremely sexy in those beguiling black lacy stockings. Her shapely figure oozed hotness as her voluptuous bosom arced up and down when she breathed. Men could not peel their eyes away from her pretty face and her curvaceous body when they were here. The woman was Chloe Macy, the general manager of Bayview Garden Real Estate Agency. What's going on here, Mary? Chloe came up to Mary with a puzzled look in her eyes. This couple is trying to stir trouble here, Chloe. Mary gave Levi and Abigail a hard glare. They refused to leave even though they know they couldn't afford to buy our properties. Aren't you Levi Garrison? Chloe was astounded when she saw that it was Levi.